Oh shit, what's good? Voice memo for later episode. Who gives a shit? I'm back, everybody. I took a little time off again. I'm really getting bad at like commitment right now. I'm just like, I'm doing this thing until I don't feel like it and then fuck off. But no, I think what I need to do is, because like I never go more than a couple weeks, right? I only ever go a couple weeks without recording, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, you know what? I need to record an episode. And like the truth is, genuinely, like whenever I'm recording an episode, I actually do want to record the episode. I think what I need to do is I need to start like back cataloging some, or whatever you want to call it. I need to start like pre-recording like ahead of time, like multiple episodes whenever I am motivated to. I just need to get better, like on top of like my organization of my own schedule, try to find more guests, and then, like put out like, I don't know, 3 to 5 of them like at a time, not obviously literally at a time, but like schedule them like 3 to 5 in advance. That way, whenever I have like an off week or two where I'm like, I don't know if I want to record, it won't like set me off and make me miss an episode. I just need to get on top of my shit, but I'm being real with you guys. You know, it's just, been focused on work, been focused on comedy, and, I don't know if you just heard that. I just had like you ever have like it's not a burp, but like the gas kind of like comes up as though you're about to burp, and it just kind of like, it swirls around in your throat, but it doesn't actually like escape proper, right? You just like, it's just kind of there, and then it just kind of, that's what just happened. I'm sorry if you heard that. I might edit it out, or I might not, because if I can hear it, I want you to hear it then, so you can know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, how are you going to know what I'm talking about, right? Oh man, it's been good. Life's been mostly good. I had some pretty intense anxiety earlier. Don't need to get into the details, but holy hell, man, when that shit hits, it hits hard for me. And it's just like, and it's so silly. It's the thing that sucks the most about anxiety is like later you look back on it and you're like, that was dumb. Why was I so like freaked out? But it's just like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like, you literally can know in the moment. And I did. I was like, in the moment, I was like, this is dumb. You really don't need to be anxious about it, but like the body just holds on to it, and you just can't. You just got to ride it out, dude. It sucks, but we're here now, and everything's all cool. Except for this table is trash, dude. I got in here. Okay, here's a lesson for you. If you're reserving a study room at a library, look at the room a little bit, scope it out before you just like go over and start putting in your reservation, because you can only do 2 in a day. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to like mess it up if I tried to like cancel this one and then start another one. So as far as I know, it's pretty much too late. I tried to go to the bathroom to find some paper towels or something, but they don't have any fucking paper towels, dude. So I was like, okay, it's like at this point, it's like, what, am I going to go ask a librarian somewhere like, hey, do you have napkins or something? What? This table is disgusting though. Somebody partied in here. You can see like in the garbage, there's plates and shit. Like clearly they had like a really like buttery, sugary cake or something, and they were eating it in here and fucking having a blast. I'm sure it was fun, but they didn't clean up at all, dude. This table is like greasy. It's so fucking gross. But yeah, dude, my equipment's here anyway, right? It's just sitting on this greasy, literally my recorder normally does not like move around really at all. Like it has like anti-slip sort of, I was literally about to say anti-slip technology. That's so dumb. It's like anti-slip technology, like rubber pads. That's what I mean. It's got rubber pads. But it's like it can just easily move around. I know it can slide around on this thing because that's how disgustingly greasy this table is. Oh my fucking God. It's like triggering me hard. That's okay. I say it's triggering me, but I don't know like what I mean. I don't mean like it's making me anxious or anything. I just mean like it's just making me bad. That's all I mean. So I got some glitch in the matrix stuff pulled up. r/a glitch in the matrix. It's a subreddit where people share their weird stories. Dude, I've been like diving deep into these recently. Not like, I guess it was maybe a couple weeks ago that I really was like into it for a bit there, but I'll probably listen to some more. There's like, you can find YouTube videos where it's literally just people, they just put up videos where they have like a text-to-speech thing, just reading Glitch in the Matrix, like Reddit stories and whatever. But anyway, I thought I'd try to pull up some recent ones here. Should I do, well, hot posts, or I could do new posts? Let's do new. Fuck it. Let's read just the newest stuff, and we'll see what we think here. I don't know. I'm just trying. I don't know. I still don't know. I feel like it's been however long. It's been like hasn't it been a year, or it's been close to a year since I first started this podcast? I don't know, dude. But it feels like it was a long time ago. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to talk about, how I want a typical episode to be. I don't really know if I want a typical episode, to be honest. I just want to, just talk to you guys and, whatever. So this one says, I just had double deja vu at work. I was rinsing off the soap from some dishes using a really weak cold water stream. That's already super weird that they're saying it's a really weak cold water stream. Maybe that's going to come back, but it's like, that's a weird detail that doesn't really, it's like, I don't know why that's needed, but maybe it's not. So it's a really weak, and also, wait, hold on. That's like, oh, it didn't, because I didn't want to overflow our shitty plumbing. Oh, okay. Sorry. I literally could have just finished the sentence and then I would have totally known what was happening, but I just didn't. Because fuck it. As I turned around to set down the dish I had in my hand, I had a really intense sense of deja vu. It wasn't that I just remembered doing this before in the exact same way. It's that I remembered having deja vu before in this exact moment. I would just write it off as me doing the same kind of stuff at work all the time, but the people that were around, the specific noises, and just a weird sense of sameness. I don't know. It just weirded me out. Well, that was fucking boring. Nothing happened. Moving on. Dude, if you're going to put it, this is what we get for doing new, sorting by new instead of hot. Because these are just like the latest thing. This was, I don't think this subreddit specifically is, I don't know if this is like the main Glitch in the Matrix subreddit. This is just one I found. There's probably a couple. But that one was 2 hours ago. You suck, person from 2 hours ago. I'm gonna call them out. The user is singular_crowbar. Not the underscore character. Obviously, they didn't write out underscore like a fucking loser. Singular_crowbar. Singular crowbar. Dude, singular crowbar, that is boring as shit. I don't think that was anything. It was probably something to you, but it doesn't sound like anything, and that's boring. All right, this is from 2 months ago. A glitch in the message. Ooh, what's going to happen? Dude, you should just turn off this podcast right now. Let's do another one. I feel like I've said that multiple times. I just shit on my own podcast. I'm like, dude, this thing sucks, dude. Why would you listen to this? But props to you if you find this entertaining at all. I was at school when one of my friends had messaged me. Let's call her Kate. At about 10 a.m., Kate messaged me. Because my phone was with my... What? Okay, this is like a hardcore typo. Because my phone was with the message. Okay, that none of that made any sense. Maybe because the phone was with me or something. I don't know. The message went through to my laptop as well. Okay, I have no idea what the hell this person was just trying to write, but what they were basically saying is that they have their phone like synced up to their laptop or something. So like the message went through their laptop as well. She asked if she could call. I explained to her. So let's remember the details here. Okay, 10 a.m. It's about 10 a.m. Get a message from Kate. Goes through the laptop as well. Okay? Because it's synced with the phone. I explained to her, and she asked if she can call. I explained to her that I was at school and could not talk at the time. I had about 5 minutes of conversation with Kate, answering from the Microsoft notification bar. Okay, so like, right, so they're messaging back and forth and just like through the laptop and saying like, hey, can't really talk right now because I'm at school, yada, yada. Okay. Later in the day, I was going to let Kate know that she could call. I opened the chat with her on WhatsApp, and the conversation that we had earlier in the day wasn't there. I told her about the conversation I had had with her. I'm just sorry. I'm looking. I know it just sounds like I just had a glitch or a stroke, but I'm actually just looking back at the early. I was trying to make the connection with WhatsApp because I thought it was just a mess. Okay, I don't know, dude. Later the day. Okay, so open the chat with her on WhatsApp, and the conversation we had earlier in the day wasn't there. I told her about the conversation I had with her earlier, and Kate knew nothing about it. Has anything similar happened to anyone else? Oh, okay. So I guess the WhatsApp thing is just a detail that doesn't even really matter. The bottom line is like, because she ended up asking Kate about it, and Kate's like, or I guess I'm assuming, my bad, I'm assuming the gender here. I have no idea if this is a dude or a chick or a dudette or a chickette or a chair or a couch. It's something. It's someone. All right. And they talked to Kate, but Kate said, Kate denied having any sort of conversation. There's a comment on this. There's one comment. Reddit won't let me open the what the fuck? All right, fuck you, whatever commenter commented there. I'm not reading it then, I guess, because Reddit will not permit me. Dream. Several years ago, I got divorced. In the midst of the divorce, I had a dream of the divorced. Okay, that was actually not a typo. That was just me not knowing how to use my vocal cords to read. Okay, I don't know. I just it was a glitch in the matrix. All right. In the midst of the divorce, I had a dream in which I saw my life as if I had never gotten married or had kids. I learned about my ex, what she was up to, and had the opportunity to meet her without her knowing we had been married. I was the only one who knew of the marriage existing, this is a typo and me trying to make up for the typo and then failing because I don't know what the hell they were trying. Okay. I was the only one who knew of the marriage or my kids had been born. Okay. So this person was the only one who knew the marriage had existed in real life or that they had kids together or whatever. At the end of the dream, a voice asked me if I wanted to stay in this reality where the marriage and kids never happened, or if I wanted to go back to mine where my kids existed but the pain of divorce also existed. I said I wanted to go back to my reality. I then woke up, slightly shaken. Shit, okay, that one's a little creepy, dude. Oh, these are the ones I love, dude. I love those ones, dude. Dude. Holy shit. I mean, I've never had a dream that's that, like, weird and feels like connected to something, you know what I mean? Like, I think my dreams are always like super basic. They're weird, just like any dream is weird, right? Like reality doesn't make sense because it's not reality. It's like, it's the dream world, right? It doesn't, but you don't know it in the moment unless you're having like a lucid dream, which I almost never have. It's just usually regular dreams for me. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was weird, right? Just normal dreams. But some people, dude, I've read, I think this was also on, I don't know if this is the same subreddit one time, or maybe it was a different subreddit, but I read about somebody who had like a similar thing, but it was like way crazier. Like they had like, I actually heard about a couple people claiming this to happen, like that they had a dream where they lived for like years, decades sometimes in this other world, but it was all just a dream. So they wake up and like, no unusual amount of actual time has passed, but like in the dream world, it felt to them like they'd lived another life. That shit both like excites me and also terrifies the shit out of me, right? Because it's like, what does that even mean? But like even if it doesn't mean anything, let's just say that means nothing. Like imagine you're in like a really bad dream where you're like living in another life, right? But like in this other life, like, I don't know, you go to war or something and then you like legit have like horrible experiences like veterans have had, right? You see your best friends like shot in front of you and all this stuff, right? And just terrible things you never want to ever see, but you see them all. Like imagine, and then you just wake up. It's like, if that happened, like let's say, again, let's just assume that the dream is just, I don't know, it's just RNG, right? For those who aren't as much of a nerd as I am, RNG just is like gamer talk for like random number generator, right? Like in video games, I don't know if I've talked about this before on the podcast or not, but in video games, like events happen, like things happen sometimes, oftentimes by RNG, right? There's like, you just use like a pseudo random like number generator in the code to like pick different events happening at certain percentage chances, right? There's just randomness, right? Because real life has like randomness, and so games it's fun to like, to try things, and like you might fail, but you might succeed, and like when you succeed, you're like, oh yeah, that was awesome, right? Like you're like, let me dig in this dirt, and it's like, oh, the dirt was too hard for your shovel. And you try again, you're like, oh, you managed to get a little bit of dirt, and you found some gold dust. You're like, yeah, I have some gold dust now. And I can sell that to the NPC, and then I can buy a new sword or something. I don't know. That's the dumbest fucking game I've ever heard of, what I just described there. But I was trying to give you an example of RNG. That was just a really bad example. But no, let's just say this is like RNG, right? It's just you happen to have this weird dream, and there's no connection to real life at all. There's no meaning. There's no deeper meaning, right? It's just like, I don't know. It just happened. Even so, dude, imagine you wake up from that crazy dream, and now you like legitimately have PTSD, but it's not even from real stuff. It's from like fake stuff, but like to you, it was real, right? Like you lived in this world for like a decade or whatever, and it's like, it's real to you. Or imagine you fall in love, right? You're deeply in love with someone. It's like your soulmate, and then you like get married and you live together for like, 5 to 10 years, and then you have a kid, and you love your kid, and then you wake up and it's all gone. Like it's just not real. Like that's why it terrifies me a bit, right? Because it's like, that's cool. The idea that you could like, because dude, if I could live multiple lives, like I don't know if reincarnation is a thing or not, but I definitely, like if I could live multiple lives, I would totally do that. Now I would prefer, as odd as this is, I would prefer to have I want to keep the memories, right, of like the shit I've done before, because I want to learn and then improve and then do better in the next life and whatever. And also I just don't want to lose the memories from the other lives, because I'm like, well, hold on, if I like had fun in this one life, like I want to remember those things. And then like, and yeah, it would be sad, right? It would be profoundly sad to like, I don't know, you're living, like you just drop into a new life, right? Like, let's say you skip the birth thing, because nobody wants to like, oh God, because that would be terrible. Like have adult like memories and like knowledge, but like you have to become a fetus again and then be born, like, but you're like non-verbal, or maybe you wouldn't be. Maybe you'd be like the youngest baby to ever speak a full coherent sentence, and then you'd be studied because you're like a prodigy and like your brain's weird. You wouldn't want to go through all that, right? You just would want to like, I don't know, like you get to a certain point, like I don't know, for me, I think the cool thing would be would be kind of like what do you call that when you get a new identity or whatever for protect, like witness protection. There you go. It'd be like, for me, the ideal scenario would be like a witness protection type thing, right? So it's like you're living a life, right? You get towards the end of it, right? You get to the end of it, right? You get all the way to, you're like 85 years old, or you're 95, hopefully, maybe a little older, but you're like, you've been healthy your whole life or whatever, right? And it's time to kick the bucket, right? And then it's just like a respawn, right? You're just like, okay, well now you get to keep all these memories from this life. You're going to respawn, right? Obviously you can't, well, you probably wouldn't want to, because you'd sound crazy to people, but like, obviously, like, you're not permitted to talk about this other life, really, right? You can't talk about, like, you got to pretend like that life didn't exist, but like, now you get to start a new one, okay? But you get to start at like, so you die at like 90 years old or whatever, and then you get to start again at like, I don't know, age like 25 or something, right? So you're like young as hell, but like you're still an adult, like you have all the legal rights of an adult, and you're like, you get to just, you start there, right? You don't have to do the whole childhood thing, bullshit, whatever. And like, maybe it'd be cool if you could pick a little bit, right? You could be like, okay, well, last time I had parents and I really loved my parents, I don't want new parents, right? That's like, so let's like, we'll just adopt the life of somebody whose parents died when they were a kid, right? I don't know. They just don't really have, or maybe they're not close with their parents or something. It's like, I just don't want to deal with that, because it's like, that'd be weird. I don't really want new parents. Or maybe I do, right? Maybe I'm like, let's try on a new pair of parents. let's go shopping at the parents store. Let's try some mom and dad, I love you. I don't actually want new parents. I'm just saying, it'd be cool if you had like some customizations or something like that, a little bit, right? But yeah, dude, that'd be cool. But yeah, you just start like at 25 and then you just do whatever you want again. Dude, that'd be sick. But it's terrifying, right? It's like, cause like if you just have a dream like this and then it's just gone, and like, I don't know. That's crazy stuff though. All right, let's look. That time I broke reality. You ever seen that movie Frequency? I kind of experienced that same story, but on Reddit. I don't know what the movie Frequency is, and I'm not going to look it up right now. We'll just see if it makes sense. And if it doesn't, maybe I'll look it up. I don't know. I saw a post from someone that claimed to be in a time loop. The account had been inactive. Wait, okay, so they're on. So this is just on Reddit. They saw. Okay, this is, I don't know. This is starting weird, but we'll go with it. So they saw a post from someone who claimed to be in a time loop. Okay. Account had been inactive for 10 years, and I messaged it, and he messaged back, but somehow the date of the message was 10 years ago. This just sounds like a troll that's fucking with you, my dude. And the message was above my message as if he'd chatted back first. Okay, still, there's a little weird, but you could probably, if you're a hacker, you're a hacker, right? You can you can get away with a lot of things and troll people if you have enough skills, right? So this still doesn't explain anything. This still doesn't seem like out of the realm of possibility. So I kept chatting with him. It was very disorienting. Every time he chatted back, it was above my message, and the date was 10 years ago. Then after a while, the mirror in my room cracked and literally shattered, revealing someone sitting at a laptop that wasn't me, and it wasn't my office either. This sounds like this dude's trolling too. They're like, yeah, dude, this is crazy story. It's like, yeah, you're spinning some bullshit tale, but okay. See, I don't know how to put it. It's like, there are some of them, right? You just can sense bullshit when you start hearing, you're like, okay, dude, you're just trying to get attention, right? It's like, but there are some people where like the details they put in are not too wild, and it's just kind of like, I mean, yeah, I suppose those people could just as easily be lying, but just doesn't, there's a different feeling to it, right? When someone's like, no, this is something weird that happened. I'm not sure what happened, right? It could have been explained by something maybe, and I just don't know like what it was, but like, this is just, I'm telling you, this is what I experienced, right? There's like those stories, and then there's this shit where you're just like, okay, dude, settle down, right? You're just making up a story. What the fuck? Okay, we'll go with it though. We'll keep going. Revealing someone sitting at a laptop that, okay, so remember the mirror shattered. They saw someone sitting at a laptop that wasn't them. Okay, I don't know. And it wasn't their office. Okay, so they're in their office, I guess, at a laptop, but it was someone else, or I don't know. We had broken reality and made some sort of wormhole. Okay, so now he's just like making these claims of like shit. He's like trying to explain stuff like with nothing, right? He's just making shit up. We made eye contact and we both saw each other's calendars. His read 2013 and mine read 2022. It sounds like this dude had a weird dream or is just making shit. I'm bored, dude. I'm actually leaving that one. Fuck it, dude. That's like so stupid. I want to read a real Glitch in the Matrix story, not some bullshit of someone trying to get attention, dude. Okay. I'm just like scrolling through a few of them because some of them look dumb, and I'm like, I don't even want to bother, right? Okay, this one just sounds like someone might just be like sharing a thought. I don't know if it's like an actual story that happened to them. By the way, when I say sharing a thought, I mean like not like a hottie. I'm saying like not some hot chick posting on Instagram, but I mean like a thing that happens in your brain, right, where you process things. I don't know. That's weird, actually. How do you define a thought? What is a thought? Hold on. I'm going to actually try this on real quick. Like I said, try this on like it's a hat. I'm wearing a hat. Oh my God, it's a glitch in the Matrix. Oh God, I need to stop. No, I'm going to try this real quick. I'm going to try to define what a thought is. A thought is, because I can't use the word thought, obviously, right? So a thought is Oh, dude, it's so hard. I actually don't have any idea how to define a thought. I might have to look this up in the dictionary to see like what is the dictionary definition of thought. But I'm still going to give it a shot though. I got to come up with something, right? Okay. It'd be lame if I couldn't think of anything. How ironic. Couldn't have the thought of the definition of a thought. Oh my God, there's so many glitches happening right now. A thought is, well, it's like data, right? Kind of. A thought is processing data in your brain. Well, it's like, yeah, it's processing data in your brain that could represent fictional or non-fictional events or things. I don't know, dude. I'm not sure where to even go from there. That's like, I don't know what else to. Yeah, I have no clue. I'm gonna look this up though. We're interrupting. Well, we didn't get into it at all, really. But dude, I don't even want to put my arms on this table because it's so gross, dude. I just have to like float here. I have to like adjust my seating so I can like be in front of the microphone and not put my arms on the table, but like hold my phone out to like Google. Okay. I'll say definition of gosh dang it, thought. I suck at typing on phones, dude. I'm really good at typing on a keyboard. Thought, noun, an idea or opinion produced by thinking. No, that's bullshit. You can't use the word thinking. I mean, you can, I guess, but that feels like cheating, right? An idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. Maggie had a sudden thought. Like, I guess it gets the idea across. Like, it's not, but dude, that feels so much like cheating. I wonder if there's like another, let's see, Merriam-Webster. An individual act or product of thinking. Okay, again, seems like bullshit. A developed intention or plan. That's way too specific. That's more than a thought. You can't even count that as another definition of thought because it's a certain type of thought. Something, let's try definition C. Something such as an opinion or belief in the mind. Okay, so this one might be okay, right? Because the parenthetical of like such as an opinion or belief, like we can set that aside. That's not really officially part of the definition. They're just giving an example. But something in the mind. That doesn't really like, I don't know if that really gets enough detail into like, there could be other things that are in the mind, like just like biological things that aren't a thought though, right? So I don't think that really gets at it, but it's better than the other ones. The intellectual product or the organized views and principles of a period, place, group, or individual. Let me read that again. The intellectual product, okay, with you here so far, or the organized views and principles, okay, of a period, place, group, or individual. And then it gives an example sentence or something or phrase of like contemporary Western thought. That one's pretty good. Intellectual product. I mean, yeah, I guess, right? If it's a product of intelligence, I guess product of intelligence is a thought. Actually, I think they should have stopped there because the organized views and principles, it's like, again, that feels like it's getting a little too detailed because like not all thoughts necessarily would fall under that. I don't think. But like the intellectual product. Here's what let me revise mine. Let me basically steal theirs, but edit it. And here's what my current definition would be then. I would say it'd be the intellectual product of an intelligent system. Or maybe just take out intellectual, the product of an intelligent system. This still doesn't feel quite right, but that's like a lot better and a lot closer. The action or process of thinking. Nah, next. That's bullshit. Okay, that's mostly it. There's some other ones that are even dumber after that, so I'm not even going to get into it. That's actually interesting. I've never thought about defining the word thought. That's like, oh man, that's hard to do. It's a fun little exercise. I failed hardcore at it, but it's fun to try. Okay, anyway, back to this whole thing. Okay, communicating plus sharing. How do we even get on this? I don't even know, because I don't see the word thought right away in this, so I don't even know where we got on this. Whatever, I'll find out later when I listen back to this episode. Oh, psych, I probably won't listen to this episode. Not entirely, so, So if there are infinite possibilities of infinite universes and infinite versions of ourselves, wouldn't that also mean there is a version that can hear/communicate with us? Instead of us with them, since we are unable or at least unknowing, what would happen if this version connected with all other versions of self and shared all types of knowledge with all other selves? Could that mean that in all universes we could learn everything? Whoa. Sorry if this makes little or no sense. It works in my brain. It's tough to put into words. Any insights? I think you put it into words perfectly. I definitely get what you're saying. I don't know. And then someone tried to sound profound after that. They're like, I hear you. Does this prove that there are not? That it's just this universe? Okay. So this fail. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty weird. Yeah, it's like if there's infinite possibilities, right? It's like the idea of the multiverse, right? It's like that there's like an infinite version or infinite amount of universes, and like every single thing that could be is in some universe, right? It just might not be this one. So like right now in some, like unironically, I think this is actually what like scientists believe who say this, like that they believe this theory or that they think this might be a thing. They actually literally mean it the way they're saying, right? It's exactly the way it sounds, right? So they actually think that like, and by the way, I'm not saying that it's dumb or that it's like a good theory or whatever. I'm not being prescriptive about this, right? I'm just being descriptive. I'm describing what they mean. But they actually mean, you can listen to lots of people talk about this, the multiverse theory or whatever. They're like, yeah, like, so I'm me, right? I'm Zach Metzler, a stand-up comedian, a yo-yoer, a speed cuber, a man who's married to some person, who's my wife, I live in Iowa, there's like, whatever, right? There's just like this is me as I am, but like there could also be a Zach Metzler who also lives in Iowa and is also a stand-up comedian, but like he also owns a pizza shop or something, right? Instead of like the current job I have, and maybe like his wife is like Anne Frank. I was like, well, wait, that doesn't even make sense because Anne Frank lives like, it doesn't matter, right? That could happen in this other, maybe Anne Frank lived later in this universe, right? So, but that same person existed with the same name. Like, they literally, like, that's what they mean. They mean like every single possibility that could be is, if this whole theory is like true, right? So yeah, this person's saying, well, yeah, if there's infinite possibilities of infinite universes and infinite versions of ourselves, wouldn't that mean that there's a version that can hear and communicate with us? And then, yeah, doesn't that like, wait, yeah, isn't that like, that's like a paradox then, right? Doesn't that kind of like make the whole theory kind of bullshit? I'm curious as to what someone would explain as like how this could still be a possibility. Because it's like, well, hold on. Wouldn't there be a universe then? If there's really infinite, like, wouldn't there be a universe where, like this guy's saying, like, you would have the capability and willingness to share, or maybe that's it, right? Maybe it's just like, maybe that's not possible though, right? There could be multiple universes, but you're still contained within that universe. So there's no possible way you could. Oh, okay. I just fixed it. All right. It's fine. This theory still holds weight. Okay. It still could be something. Like, Because like if just because there's infinite universes doesn't mean that it's possible, even though there's like infinite outcomes or whatever. It doesn't mean that it's possible to communicate between universes, right? It just means that like all those universes are out there. There's different versions where everything that could be is, right? Except for something like that, right? Because you can't because that'd be like breaking the laws of physics or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's an interesting thought, but yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else interesting in here? Bob Barker isn't dead? Okay, I was just about to be like, I don't remember who that is, but I know the name. And then I started skimming through and I saw The Price is Right. I'm like, oh, right, he hosted The Price is Right. Okay, sure. In 2007, I did a high school project on people who were iconic to America. Having grown up watching The Price is Right, I was devastated when Bob Barker passed away in 2006. So when I choose him for my presentation, everyone loved the idea. I only hit 8 minutes out of my 10-minute minimum, but still passed because he was such an icon. Reading a post today, I discovered that Bob Barker is not actually dead. How is this possible? The project I did was very involved, and it was no secret he died. It was all over the news for about an entire week, and The Price is Right was taken over by Drew Barry. At the end of every episode, he still says to get your pets spayed and neutered, just like Bob did. How is this even remotely possible? Even 10 seconds into my presentation, someone would have said he isn't dead, and I would have seen between then and now, or seen him between then and now. This is all so confusing. And then there's someone commented, as in like this account was deleted since, but this is all from a year ago, by the way. So someone had said, I feel you. Back when Nitro Circus stopped airing in 2014, Travis Pastrana had died doing an Evel Knievel type stunt. Was either jumping something or something similar, but he had died in a motorcycle accident, and they decided the show couldn't continue. I had conversations with my friends about it. It was all over the news, similar to your story, and everyone in the extreme sports scene were shocked and saddened. Years later, someone mentions Travis in context, and I'm like, didn't he die? To my shock, he didn't. A few days later, after I see... Okay, I just did have a glitch in the Matrix. For real this time, dude. A few days later, after I see an ad with him in it on Instagram, I'm freaking out and text my brother about it. I Google it. From the same stunt, he was only injured, and now a different member of the show had died in a skydiving incident. I've even spoke to my friends who I had a conversation with about it, and they don't remember any such thing. I'm at the point where I'm definitely convinced I've switched dimensions and I'm living out in a parallel universe. That is weird, dude. That's weird. I do remember Travis Pastrana having a really bad accident. I don't know if 2014 could be correct. I have no idea. But he's definitely still alive. I know that. We go to his wiki. When did this happen? Was it 2014? I'm just like, I'm just going to take that for granted, right? It's like, it might be that person's mistaken about a bunch of these things, right? I don't know. Dude, I remember though, oh man, I remember Travis Pastrana doing the first double backflip in motocross. Holy shit, that was insane. I was watching that live on X Games in my living room in one of my parents' like old houses. When I was, how old would I have been? I have no idea. I'm going to find that out in a second. Yeah, I'm not seeing, there's got to be like, oh yeah, injuries. Here we go. 2011. Wait, was that it then? No. Wait, what? I guess this wiki might just not be updated properly or something. I have no idea. I'm not even seeing that on here so far. Injured in July 2011 while competing at the X Games when his motorcycle did not rotate to the landing position, crushing his ankle and causing a fracture. However, Pastrana was back in his Subaru Impreza and competing in the Rallycross final where he overshot the corner. Forcing himself into the wall. Onboard footage shows his leg and plaster being slammed against the wheel well, much to his discomfort. Yeah, none of this is like... That's weird. Oh, but didn't he say... Oh, I'm sorry. He had said in 2014 that he thought he had died or whatever. And then it turns out like that he hadn't, but someone else in that same event had like died instead or something. Oh, okay. So that actually... Oh, okay. Okay, so I was looking at this wrong. So hold on. So, Nitro Circus 2014 death. Eric Rohner, dead at 39 in skydiving accident. September 28th, 2015. This is when the article came out, so it might not have been 2015. It might have been 2014. No, but it probably was right then, right? Oh, no, he had died in 2015, so this guy just got that wrong. But close, I mean, close enough, right? 2015, 2014, whatever. He just got the year wrong. But, that is weird. That is weird, dude. Yeah, the only, like, you know, they call those Mandela effects, right? Oh, man, I'm going to have to explain what a Mandela effect is because some of you might not know what this is, dude. You should just Google it, but I'm going to tell you because I'm a nice guy. Mandela effect, it has to do with Nelson Mandela being imprisoned and, like, people thought he had died, but then, like, he didn't die, right? But there's, like, a bunch of people that thought he had died, but he was actually still alive, okay? And then because there was a lot of people that believed this and claimed that, like, there was a reality where, like, Nelson Mandela had died in that prison or something, right? Then they just started calling it the Mandela effect. Like, that phenomenon that, like, people, like, a bunch of people all believe, like, a certain event, but it's like, oh, actually that event didn't happen. Or it did happen, but in a completely different way than what you're saying, right? Like, all these people believe it. And, you know, there's, like... When a lot of people all believe the same thing, you have a tendency to think like, oh, well, then that must mean it's probably true, right? Because like if all those people believe it, but that's like obviously bullshit, right? That doesn't mean anything necessarily. Just all those people could be wrong. But I don't know. Actually, it'd be interesting to do some research on like what people maybe that have studied this, right? To see like what causes things like that. Anyway, so this is obviously like a Nelson Mandela effect type thing. It's a Mandela effect, right? It's like he thought that Travis Pastrana was dead, but like actually that never happened, right? Now, I guess you could say it's not a Mandela effect because it's just this one guy, right? Now, if a bunch of people all believe that Travis Pastrana died in 2014 in a Nitro Circus accident, right? Then all of a sudden, like that's a Mandela effect. The only one that I can relate to hardcore is the Berenstain Bears. It's spelled Berenstain, Berenstain, right? It was a children's book. Well, it's like a book series. It was about. I don't know. I don't know if you'd call it a series. It's whatever you call it when there's books that are like there's a bunch of them, right? But they're not related to each other. There's different. It's like episodic in nature, right? But yeah, I definitely thought it was Berenstain Bears, which is Stein, not Stain, right? And a bunch of other people also believe this too. They're like, oh yeah, it was Berenstain Bears. And they're like, no, it was Berenstain Bears. It's like, no, it wasn't, right? And you just remember seeing it. And that one's weird because it's like, it feels dumb too, because it's like, well, hold on. You could have all just like misread it one time. And then you just like, your brain just like autopiloted every other time that you looked at the book and you just assumed it was Berenstain, but it's actually Berenstain. I don't know. That's the only one that's ever affected me where I was like, oh, wow. Actually, no, that's not true. I think there was some other ones maybe, but I just don't remember them. A huge one is E.T. Phone Home. People think that it's like phone home, but the line is actually home phone. It's like reversed. But everyone's convinced like, no, it's like E.T. Phone Home. I was like, no, home phone. That's the line, right? But everyone just believes that it's otherwise. It's the Mandela effect. Any hoozles. not to go too far into that. No, I'm curious when the Travis Pastrana, the double backflip, dude. I was like, I don't remember how old I was when this happened, but it was wild, dude. First double backflip at X Games 12. When was that? 2006. There it is, 2006. Okay, so I would have been like 15 or 16 or something like that. Yeah, it was crazy. I remember I was like watching the X. I was super into the X Games back then. I would watch like every single year. I was like, and in the Winter X Games, I'd watch all of them. That was back in my like prime skateboarding days, and I was just like, I was always out skating, and I was always watching the X Games whenever they came on. I was just hyped on all that shit, right? That trick was so perfect. The double backflip. It was the first one ever done, and it was like if that wasn't a perfect 10 out of 10, right? It's like, what is? It was like, because he actually landed it perfectly, and he threw it perfectly. Like the rotation was like, there was no funny business. It was just the perfect, just flip, land. I was like, what? Like, it was so wild. But the craziest thing about it wasn't even just how well it went down and that it was the first ever. Like, that's already crazy. But it's like, it was just like, I expected him, speaking of Travis Pastrana, dying, but not actually dying because he's still alive. But I fully thought I was going to watch. Like, I've never watched something and been so convinced, like, oh, for sure that guy's going to die. I'm about to watch him die on live TV. Like, that's what's going to happen. I was actually convinced of that. I was like, this is going to be terrible, right? He's going to either die or be gravely injured, and he's never going to be able to do this again. Like, and his, like, I remember they were like interviewing his mom throughout the day, and his mom was like fucking bawling, right? Because she's like, my son's going to die, right? Like, I think a lot of people probably thought, like, this isn't going to end well. This is going to be bad. And then he just goes and he just chucks that thing like it's nothing and lands, and it's it. It's over, right? And he wins best trick, I'm pretty sure. Why wouldn't he have, right? I don't remember the results again. I don't think anyone remembers or cares about who won. Like, it obviously must have been him, right? It's like, what? But yeah, it's just crazy. And now, like, they've gone past that. I think they've probably done triples now or something. And like, there's been a lot of people that have done the double, and like, it's not as big of a deal now. But at the time, it was insane. It was kind of like Tony Hawk landing the first 900 in skateboarding back in like 99, right? It was wild when it happened. But now it's not as big of a deal, and a bunch of people have done it now. But yeah, I for sure thought he was going to die. All right, well, I got like 4 minutes left of my reservation, and I don't have a lot left to talk about. I was just wanted to get into some interesting things on the internets, read some stories or something, and yeah, the glitch in the Matrix thing is what I decided to pull up. All right, man. Well, we're going to try to, like I said, we're going to try to record more episodes to maybe start scheduling more of them in advance or something. That way you don't have to go another like 2 weeks again, because this has happened like twice now where I've like not recorded an episode for like 2 weeks in a row. And then like the third week, I'm like, hey, I'm back. But yeah, I just want to stay consistent is all. I mean, honestly, like if I did decide, you know what, this podcast is like a once a month podcast, that's fine. Like if I wanted to do that, but if I was going to do that, I would be really like, hold on, every episode's going to be like 2 hours long, and it's going to be like, we're going to plan stuff in advance and really like, we're going to have a guest every time or something. I don't know. Like, it'd be different if I was going to do it that way. But the fact that I'm doing like a once a week thing, it's like, okay, well, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? We don't have to, and it's partially because I don't want to have to commit to like doing a certain type of podcast, a certain type of way. It's partially, I don't know what I want to do yet. It's just everything, right? It's like, I don't know. I'm still figuring this out. I'm still, just having fun with it. And that's the truth of it, right? Is like, there's been a couple times where I didn't record an episode, and it's like, I could have, and I thought about it. I was like, dude, what are you going to do? Though you're just going to phone it in, right? It's like, you're not wanting to record an episode right now. So it's just going to be stupid. But like I said, I need to just record more episodes when I do actually want to, just do more of them at a time, right? Just do like, have a week where I do like 3 episodes, right? And then maybe the next week I do like 3 episodes. And now all of a sudden it's like, I got a couple of them at least, a few of them like backlogged, like scheduled up in advance, so that if I do miss a week or miss 2 weeks, like we won't miss a podcast, you know. But I'm going to try to be better. That's all you can do is try to be better. You listeners should try to be better as well, but no pressure, right? Just try. That's all we got to do every day in life is just give it a try. So that's weird, right? I go into I say like serious things, but then I say like weird things and like make jokes. Like, I don't know. I think I kind of like that though. Maybe that's what I want this podcast to be. It's just like a blending of other podcasts I've listened to that I like. But I think that is my favorite kind of thing, is when, like, you know, you look at like, you know, a really obvious example that like everyone knows of, right? The Joe Rogan Experience. Like, Joe has always been kind of like that in a lot of his stuff. Like, and you know, it's been hit and miss lately. I don't listen to it all the time anymore. I kind of just tune in when there's a guest I want to listen to. But I've always liked that style where you're just talking to someone because you just want to talk to them or whatever, and then like, you just, you know, you talk about, you're serious, maybe even emotional at times, right? And then other times you're just laughing and you're just shooting the shit. Like, and that could all be in the same episode, all within the same half hour of part of the episode, right? Where you just go that wildly back and forth. I like that kind of stuff. It's fun to just like not nail anything down in particular. Just be like, you know, we're just going to have fun. We're going to talk. It might span across a whole bunch of stuff. It's just going to be a conversation. And I like that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to get better at doing this on my own as well, right? This is why I like a lot of these episodes. I could have like forced myself to talk to just somebody, really. Let's just get some guests, right? And just I could have done it that way, but it's like, I kind of like the idea of being able to like have a bunch of episodes in a row of just me too. Because I want to like flex that muscle, right? I want to like get better at like just solo podcasting so that I have that ability to do it really well. And then I can kind of just do whichever I want, right, in the moment. But yeah, we'll have some guests again soon, I think. And I'll definitely like pre-record some episodes. We'll try to start doing that a little bit. And I might fail. You know what? I might be back and like, this is just me being real and just recognizing that I'm a flawed person. I might come back 2-3 weeks from now and be like, oh shit, sorry guys, I missed an episode again. I'm going to try not to though. I'm going to try real hard not to. Okay. The truth of it also is like, there's just not enough listeners yet for me to like feel the pressure of like, oh, I really should, right? Where it's like becomes a responsibility. And that's, I don't want to not have fun with it and feel like it's a chore. So I don't know about that, right? But also it's like, well, yeah, you get more listeners how? By being consistent. So that's also kind of just on me, right? I might change the upload day, the day of the week that I upload. Actually, you know what? I am going to, because I want to try a different day and just see how that is, you know. I'm not married to the idea of like putting out a Tuesday episode. That's just how it ended up being, just because the first episode I uploaded, it just happened to be a Tuesday. And I was like, well, we'll just do Tuesdays, right? But I might try like, Friday or something. I don't know. You're going to know when this episode comes out, because that's going to be the first one. On the new schedule, you're going to find out what day it is, and we'll just start doing that for a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. And then we might change it again. We might not, but I will always let you know when I am about to change it up, if I'm going to do that again, you know. I probably won't, though. To be honest, I'll probably just pick a day and stick with it, because I do want to get more listeners. Because I want to get more like feedback. I want to talk to people a little bit, get some feedback on what people like. You know, if people can like comment on the YouTube video version or something and like tell me, hey, like what they like, what they don't like, what they want to hear about, whatever. Like that to me would be even more fun. That's honestly, I just want to, I want to reach out and touch you guys' hearts and souls and minds, and then we can all think about thoughts and define what the word thought means with our thoughts. All right, this is getting off the rails. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.